G'day, Ben from Melbourne here, and today I'm entering Joaquim's contest to celebrate 1 year in the VC. His channel, Middle Life Crisis Rants. He says Joaquim, so I'm going with Joaquim. Others would like the way it's spelled, I believe, like Joaquim, like Joaquim Phoenix, but Joaquim, I like it. I'm Australian, so I would fuck it up regardless. Anyway, his channel is all things punk and awesome. A lot of obscure stuff. Love some really full-on shit too. Learn a lot. I'll leave links below to his channel and the contest as well. Interesting concept. It's kind of like a desert island discs. What would you take with you if that's all you had to listen to, or in the wilderness or whatever? Maybe he's watching a lot of those survival shows, I don't know. First thing I would take is electricity, I suppose, because I wouldn't be able to listen to any of this shit otherwise. Maybe a turntable too. Or maybe this is the time to get into streaming, because, you know, if it's a desert island, it's got to be hot. How are you going to shelter your records and keep them out of the sun? It's a nightmare scenario. But just for the sake of the contest, let's go with it. So, of course, no surprises of what I would take. The Saints' debut record, I'm Stranded, essential punk rock. That's right, we invented it, you did it. Of course, I'm trying to stick to punk rock kind of thing because that's Joaquim's theme of his channel. So, Saints. If you're gonna have Saints, you gotta have Radio Birdman. Their debut, Radios Appear. 2 albums, just never get sick of. Amazing stuff. And not punk influence, but a bit swampy, bluesy, even a little bit of country punk, of course. The Mighty Beasts of Bourbon with their second record, Sour Mash. What else would you want besides hard work driving man, hard for you, you better watch your step. Hate Inside, this is a classic record. Going to see him at the end of the month again. Really looking forward to it. Oh, by the way, saw Ed Cooper recently with Peter Oxley on bass from the Sunny Boys doing the Black Ticket Day record and also the Laughing Clowns record, Law of Nature. Great show. The man still got it. Looking like a bit of a crazy professor these days. He's bald as a badger up front, like my beautiful head, but he's decided to let the locks flow. Looks insane. All right. Next, I love Roland S. Howard. I love Nick Cave. Put them together is perfect for me. Birthday Party. Why not one of the albums, you're saying? Well, this is a double album and it's live, and it actually captures like the oomph of the Birthday Party live. Like some of their actual studio records are pretty thin sounding, but this has got some guts, baby. You know, Dead Song, Zoo Music Girl, Nick the Stripper, Blast Off, King Ink, She's Hit, yeah. And last, out of my 5 Desert Island discs, we better take something just to prove that we're not an old fuddy-duddy, although this is probably 10 years old. The first Eddie Current Suppression Ring record, self-titled one. Have to have something which involves the great Mikey Young. Killer record, Get Up Morning, Turn Your Page, Do My Thing, Yo-Yo Man. I could just read them all out. Classic Australian punk rock, baby. Okay, next we have to show, I think I got these upside down, a horror or sci-fi film I'd take to the desert island. Gonna have to take a lot of stuff, Joaquim. this means I also need a Blu-ray player, a TV as well. I don't know if my generator is going to be able to handle all this power. But anyway, I'm going to take the Australian horror film The Furies. This is basically just these women wake up. Well, it suits the thing. We're like going to the middle of nowhere. They wake up somewhere in the middle of nowhere where they are, and for the entire film, they're basically just hunted down by these psychos and they try to escape. Classic horror movie trope, but done really well. Like, it's certainly punches up the tension to 11 in several spots. I recommend this one if you like a good horror film. All right, next up, a comic book or graphic novel. Now, I can't do this because I don't collect comic books. I don't have one in the house, so I thought I'd go the next best thing, which is my High God People book, which does have artwork. It's what everybody loves in the comic world. But this is artwork of Melbourne music flyers from the late 70s to next week. And for a bit of shameless self-promotion, there's also one in here of, up the top, if you look there, that's my old band Push Button Auto. Can't believe we made the cut. Don't remember that night, but I'm sure we were awesome. Next is a book. Now, this book, it's a crime book, but a really good crime book by Zane Lovett called The Midnight Promise. Why I like this, he's an Australian writer, and this is all set around Melbourne. So if you're from Australia, it's great. You hit all of the familiar street names and areas, and even the vernacular, which is used, which is great because you don't normally, read a kind of crime noir book. It's always American, which is great, but it's cool to see it set in an Australian thing. And another fun fact and piece of shameless self-promotion, Zane Lovett started off as a filmmaker, and when he was in film school, he made a short film called My Idiot Brother. And the idiot brother was a drummer. I know what you're thinking. But in the short film, you never see him play until you hear over the credits what's meant to be some incredible drumming. Which everyone's missed out on because they're all telling him throughout the film, shut up, I don't want to hear you playing the drums. So anyway, the actual drumming over those credits is moi. Through a friend of a friend of a friend. He asked me to do it, and I did it. And it's one of them things when you did it, and it was, he went away, and then I was like, I could have done that so much better. But anyway, it is what it is. It's out there somewhere probably, and it was quite an honour to go to the Melbourne Film Festival and see it on the big screen and hear my drums through the big surround sound, and it was probably could have been a slightly better performance. People probably thought, that idiot, no wonder they don't want to hear him play the drums. Anyway, I know what I'm doing normally, it's just a little bit disappointed. Getting off topic big time here. Next is a VHS tape. This is a tough one because, I like to keep it all Australian. So, and it's trying to be punk. I know the last things. Anyway, forget about it. I'm doing the best I can. Here's my VHS tape of the great Dancing in the Street series, which was never released on anything besides VHS, and I think even an episode's missing on this because of legal wrangling. This, of course, is the one which has got the episode No Fun, which is all about the punk scene, and famously leaves off the greatest punk band in the history of the world, The Saints. That's all I'll say about that. Next is a cassette. Now, the punks got into this band because of their raw no frills, no bullshit sound, and of course it was AC/DC. This is a pretty raw sounding record, Let There Be Rock, and I can see why punks would like it, even though there is the odd guitar solo. But most of the songs are pretty to the point and not epically long or anything like that. Yeah, things like Bad Boy Boogie, Overdose, they're fantastic songs. Like, just, I can see why a punk would dig it. And this is the cover that should have been on the recent 50-year anniversaries, and this is the track listing, including Crabsity in Blue, which was like left off the US editions. You people are missing out. We need the Alberts, especially the Bon Scott era stuff, reissued the way it was in this here brown land. Bit ranty today. Next, they want a CD. And I'm going with the great Tasmanian band Mouth, one of the early gigs I saw at the Punters Club when I first moved down from the country to Melbourne town. Fantastic band. Maybe lyrically it's probably a little bit sloganeering and hasn't aged well, but I still stand by the music. It's amazing. Tim Evans, who's the singer and guitarist in this band, amazing. Who I followed. I love Mouth so much. I think I saw their last couple of shows, and then he went on to form a band called Sea Scouts, I think, and he was like the standout, and the band just didn't seem to be able to keep up with him. They released a few decent albums, and then it all came together with the Bird Blobs, who I've shown on this channel before. But this album's called Victim Chant. I don't know if... I think it got reissued once. This is like the original one from back in the day, but I think that's about it. And last of all, a t-shirt. Well, look what I am fucking wearing. I'm stranded, the Saints. Show's over. Check out Joaquim. See you in the next one.